You're pretty heavily licking those hands when I came over here. You're really getting deep on them. What do they taste like? Huh? What do they taste like? Jaw, you crack me up. I'm taking you out today. What do you think about that? You want to go hit a park today? You would, huh? You'd like to go to the park. Let's rock and roll then, huh? Daze with Jordan the Lion, and this little joster begins now. Oh yeah, by the way, check out my rad new shirt. Thank you to everyone who watched the Flaming Lips video. That was, in my opinion, definitely one of the best videos I ever got to make. Truly proud of that. I knew hardly anybody that watches this channel would watch it. I know Flaming Lips fans will eventually find it, but I don't want to skip out on amazing experiences just because of views. So I noticed that all the people that watched it did really love it. So I'm glad I did it, and I'm glad I got the shirt. We're at the park. Right over to Jaw. He's got a few buddies out here today. Look at this guy. What's up, my friends? So you guys know that I normally keep my videos a few days ahead, and today is the day that you guys are seeing Amy and I go to Palm Springs to Elvis and Priscilla's honeymoon house. And so many of you were just so happy to see her back and loved seeing us together that you asked for her to be in more. And she really enjoyed reading those comments, so we decided we're gonna film more of our time together and put them in more videos. So those of you that like seeing us together, we're gonna do more of that. He loves having somebody to play with, don't ya? So I actually have a couple of things that I'm gonna do today in the vlog. I'm gonna take you guys to a place where thousands upon thousands of people from all over the world have come to get married. I'm gonna tell you why they go there, and I'm gonna take you to a shop that I ran into about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I didn't vlog it while I was there, but I had a lot of fun while I was there. He has some pretty cool stuff. It's called Delicacies, so I'm gonna share that with you, and we'll just see where the day takes us. Should be a pretty fun day though. This little guy's Memphis. He'll bark at you until you pet him. Come here. See, you're okay as long as somebody pets you, huh?
Yes, that's why he barks. But then, you know, they don't understand because he wants to.
What's Jaw doing over here? Joster! Jaw, come here! Thanks! There he goes. The shirt says, "Did someone say barbecue?" That must feel good. Look at your face. Just squinting away. That's all she wrote for the park visit. Off to the left up here, you're gonna see a cherry picker. I noticed on my way back that they are removing all the homeless people that are living on the Valentino Foundation up there. That's what they're doing. So if you're new to this channel, right up there used to be one of Valentino's houses, and they bought the house from him so that they could build this freeway to go through there, and the foundation's still there. And over the last 1.5 to 2 years, a lot of homeless people have kind of moved on up there, set up tents, and have been using that as their fort, I guess. So our first stop is gonna be exiting Coldwater Canyon in Studio City. We're going to a place called the Little Brown Church. So the church that we're going to now was really made famous, apparently, on March 4th of 1952. a well-known couple that had a marriage that lasted 50 years claimed that their lives didn't start until they met each other. They decided to get married at the church that we're gonna see now. Let's go take a look at the Little Brown Church. Well, believe it or not, future President of the United States and First Lady were married here at the Little Brown Church. 1952. And because of that, I read online that they said people from all over the world, as far as Japan, will book packages to fly here, get married in this church, and then go to Disneyland afterward. And in many cases, they won't even know the words that are being said at their wedding. They only know to say, "I do." Isn't that wonderful? What a history to this place. Now, they have a register here that is signed from the day of the wedding, and William Holden was, I believe, the best man for Ronald Reagan and has signed that register. Now, this is a really big deal because, you know, Ronald Reagan had been married before he met Nancy Davis, and they basically met on a blind date when Ronald Reagan was the president of the Screen Actors Guild. Nancy was an actress. She was really just getting her first feature roles, and they started dating, and she said that she liked him right away. They felt like their life started the day that they met, and she even said that what really distinguished him from anyone else is that he didn't talk about himself. He didn't talk about what he was doing. He didn't talk about what he was filming, what he was working on, what was coming up. He would talk about things he was interested in, like he was a Civil War buff, and he would talk about art, and he would talk about Americana, and he would talk about Western landscapes, and he was a wine aficionado. And so she really fell in love with him there. She eventually decided that she thought she wanted to move to New York City, and he didn't want her to do this. He said right there that this was a changing point for him and that he decided he had to ask her hand in marriage. And so over at Chasen's, in that famous booth that is now in the Reagan Presidential Library, he asked her to marry him, and she said yes. And then they had that marriage here on March 4th, 1952. And this was a big deal because they're widely known for their undying love. He would constantly, from the time that they very first met and he was the president of the Screen Actors Guild, would write her love letters whenever he would go out of town, be away from her, and he would say that a man cannot live without his heart, and you, Nancy, are my heart. Nancy had mentioned that in one of the love letters on there, I think it was their 8th wedding anniversary, Ronald Reagan said, "Today I'm 8 years old because I've now known you for 8 years." So I just thought that was really cool, and to know that they were married in this tiny little church in Studio City and then would go on to be the President of the United States of America and the First Lady. And they even said at one point there was like light talk of moving this church to the Reagan Ranch. However, they never did, and it's still here, and people are still getting married here all the time. And they said it's actually a pretty progressive church. They, you know, they perform same-sex marriages, and they were very vocal about it when that came up on the ballots. So let's go take a look inside the church and see if we can't see that register that is signed by William Holden and Nancy and Ron and whoever else was here that day. That looks like an original offering bin. Probably looks much bigger than it really is in person because I put my wide angle lens on so it wouldn't feel cramped. Wow. Right there they would have said "I do." I mean, seriously, talk about a storied love affair. All right, I just made a friend in here, and you were telling me that you've seen miracles. You've been coming here for a long time, and you've seen miracles happen here.
Yeah, you know, I've been coming here a long time. My friend had brought me here, and
it's open like 24 hours, right? I mean, the church is pretty much always open.
It's always open. It was designed to be open for drug addict alcoholics like me. I'm in recovery, of course, but yeah, it was designed to help people who were needy and less fortunate. Well, that's what brings me here today, because my day is I just can't go on today without getting into prayer and getting into conscious contact with God. So I happened to come here, and I've seen miracles here. So I was under the influence, but I had come here, and the first time I prayed here, it was about 2 in the morning. So I was praying here with a friend, and I was praying for this girl, and I hadn't seen her for 6 years. And when I left here, I ran into her. So
wow.
Yeah, so I kept coming back, and I had been praying here, and then I looked outside. I looked outside here, and I was astonished because the address was 4418. So this 418, and I was born at 418, in room 418, at 418. And so this is all this representation, and then like this tattoo actually 418, in God I trust. So that's the address of this place.
Wow.
418.
Yeah, absolutely.
So 4 meaning kind of like 418. So I'm pretty much lost in the world, but I'm found through a kingdom that it seems like
you're drawn here.
I came to understand through here, and I'm drawn here, absolutely. I came here today for to get sanctified and to get a reprieve. So
God bless you, brother.
Amen. Thank you so much. So yeah, and then so it's a very powerful place, and Ronald and Nancy Reagan were married here, and that ties me into Hollywood because my family's been in Hollywood for generations, and I knew there was some kind of Hollywood connection, but this place is very, very special.
There we have pictures from the wedding day, right inside here. And here's the marriage certificate. You can see Ronald Reagan's address up there on Londonderry. There you can see William Holden signing as one of the witnesses. And it looks like here that John Stamos also got married here. There you can see the church is open all night if you need it. Let's go take a look around outside. There's that 418. All right, now let's head over to Dark Delicacies. Check this place out, you're gonna love it. Psycho in the window right away. Guy has all kinds of really cool horror stuff and dark delicacies, literally. I really wish he had this shirt in my size. He only has them in small, and I ain't a small. Creature from the Black Lagoon. Look at that bag. These are great. These are like Hawaiian shirts, but that's Ash from Evil Dead. Oh yeah. So one of the things I love about this place is when I was in here the other day, I saw a sign that they were having Rick Baker do a signing here. Does Rick Baker sound familiar to you guys? For one thing, I mean, he's one of the most popular special effects guys in the biz, but I loved him from, he did all of the Michael Jackson Thriller stuff. And this is the guy who owns the store. Isn't this cool? So not only does Rick Baker do signings here, but tons of people do, and you can see all this stuff signed all over the walls from various signings he's had. Now check out how cool these are. The wall decor of Frankenberry and Count Chocula. This is just one of those cool places I found in LA that I wanted to share with you guys because, you know, everybody should know it exists if you're looking for this kind of stuff. Boris Karloff. Gunnar Hansen Leatherface. Just a totally rad place, you know. Just, like I said, just one of those places I feel like you should know about if you're coming to LA. It's not your typical Hollywood Boulevard junk. This is some pretty unique stuff. Nosferatu, Stay Out of the Swamp from Hatchet. That is a pillow. How rad. Classics, every one of them. The catering place I used to work for is right there. Man, what a success I feel like not having to do that stuff anymore. Yeah, those really were a dark time mentally. It's after a while, when you know that you are meant to do more, things start to eat away at you. And that definitely was happening there. All right, my friends, I think we're gonna call it a night. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the church, the little brown church that Ronald and Nancy Reagan got married in, that William Holden was the best man for. And little secret between you and I, Nancy was actually already pregnant when they were having that wedding. She was a few weeks along with their daughter Patty, so little secret between you and I. But thank you all for watching, especially those of you who watch every day. Even if you may read the title and think that you're not going to be interested, you still give it a watch. You are the people that matter the most. I thank you for taking the ride with me, giving me the benefit of the doubt that I will show you something that you will get a little bit from. So I appreciate that. I'll see you all tomorrow with another vlog. Have a great night and goodbye.